Hello everyone, welcome to the Leesburg Public Library Show, and we're here to present Maritza Mamber and I, Tom Wilcox. We're going to show you some exciting new technology we have available for Lake County Library card holders. So let's just start it. We're going to discuss Zinio, Maritza, and can you tell us a little bit about what Zinio actually is?
Zinio is actually the world's largest online newsstand, and where it contains all types of magazines as formatted as an ebook.
All right, and now, what would a patron need to sign up for this service?
Well, they would need to make up 3 accounts. The first one would be their library account, which they have to have, their Lake County Library card. And then the second one would be the Zinio library account. And then the third account would be the Zinio account itself.
Okay, and can all this be done on the website?
Yes, all of this could be done on our mylakelibrary.org website. And there's a banner there that says Zinio. Okay.
Now, people are going to ask, what kind of titles do we have? How many types of magazines do they have? Is there anything there that I could use?
Oh, yes, definitely. There's approximately like 50 titles that the Lake County Library has as magazines, and then there's magazines such as like arts and photos, cooking, any like health magazines, history magazines as well. Mm-hmm. So all types of magazines that you can think of.
Okay, and so one of the questions would be that if you don't see something that you would like to see, is it possible to make a suggestion to Lake County Library to add something?
Yeah, well, at the moment, it's not possible because right now the magazines that we are offering at Zinio is magazines that are popular in the print version. So that's how the libraries are going towards added. So at the moment, the patrons cannot suggest a magazine.
Okay, and now it's not exactly a question, but people are probably going to ask, well, what will happen to the paper versions of the magazine? I just want to tell everyone that everything is in place. You just have another option to get. If we have a Zinio version and a print version, we're not going to get rid of the print version. That so far everything is going to stay in place here at the library, so don't worry about that. Now, you know what, aside from doing the show, how else are we promoting Zinio?
Oh, well, aside from the show, we're also promoting it on our website, mylakelibrary.org. You can visit it there. And then also we have flyers everywhere in our library, first floor and second floor, and you'll see the whole title list that we are offering in the elevator. We have a huge flyer there.
Okay, and so we would actually have flyers that somebody who's just passing through, they could actually take?
Oh yes, definitely. And then on the back of each flyer, there's actually instructions on how to set up your Zinio account.
Yeah. Now, somebody just coming in, they would probably ask, can I just get like a current issue of like Discover magazine? Because I know that's one of the ones we carry, or can you actually see back issues?
Yes, some magazines actually do have back issues, and then there are current issues magazines as well.
Yeah. So. Let's see, do we know how far back? About a couple of months, wouldn't it be?
A couple of months back.
Yeah, so if you're looking for something for like a year or two back, we'll have to go to the paper edition, and we'll see what we can do. Another alternative is that the Florida Electronic Library has a magazine database, so one way or another, if you're having a little trouble trying to find something, just call up the Leesburg Public Library, and the librarians will gladly show you how you could possibly get that. But now, if somebody was interested, let's say somebody was at home and trying to do this, and they ran into a roadblock, could they actually come in here? Would we be able to help them?
Oh, definitely, yes. We're more than happy to help them in getting their Zinio account set up. And then even if they don't have a chance of visiting us, they can always give us a call as well, and we can try to talk them over how to set it up over the phone.
Okay, that's good. And now, you know what, I was going to ask, if you liked an article or a magazine so much that you wanted to keep it, is that possible, and how would you be able to do it?
It is possible. The only thing that you have to do is you actually have to download the Zinio Reader app, And with that app, you're able to actually keep the magazines. Now, unfortunately, it's only available for certain type of devices.
Oh yeah, you know, okay, since we got into it, which is, right now, which kind of device will it not work with?
For the Zenyo Reader app, it's not compatible with Nook tablets or e-ink readers. So
yeah, but if you have anything else, probably it'll work with Kindle Fire,
anything
and
Android,
iPad, anything you know like that. It should work.
Windows 8.
And now, you know, one thing about, you know, downloading a magazine, one of the great things about it is that there are no copyright restrictions. You can keep it. So if you really want to, let's say you have one with the recipes or an article, let's say about the Civil War or something like that, and you just want to keep it around, but you don't want to have all this paper lying around, then you can actually download it, you can actually keep it, and it's totally all right with the magazine and with Zinio. But you know what, let's go into that. And now that we're starting, since I mentioned that you don't have to keep all this paper around, you know, what would you say would be the benefits of using Zinio over paper?
First of all, I think it's saving trees. You know, and then also like you don't have to carry around 20 magazines in your hand. It's all in your iPad or in your device. So I think that is very handy. And then everything is stored inside a smartphone or your tablet.
Oh yeah, and you know, most people, in case they don't realize, a lot of the tablets, depending on the manufacturer and the type of tablet, some of them have like 6 or more gigs of you know, being able to save information, so you can download a lot of things. But now, you know, let's see, you know, I was going to ask you, what do you like most about using Zinio?
What I like most about it is that, first of all, the library offers it for free, and they have such a variety of magazines that I can actually get all the magazines that I like Cosmopolitan, there's Weight Watchers, and it's just very handy to use, and I can always keep the magazines forever.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what I find is very good, because sometimes, during a commercial break of a TV show, sometimes you just don't feel like watching the commercial, so it's good to have your device in front of you and just pull up a magazine article and just sort of skim through that until the show begins. And you know, I find it's very useful, and you're not running around trying to find you know, a store that sells the magazine, or you're not having to run out to a place that has the magazine. You can get it, and it runs 24/7. So I mean, you can get it literally anytime. You know, if you can't get it for any reason, usually that means, and this is what happens with our electronic books, that there are certain times, usually in the evening hours, when they're backing up their whole system. So if there's any reason why you don't get it at that particular moment, just give it a little time, and generally during regular daylight, early evening hours, you should have no problem getting it. But I'll tell you, I mean, I'm in my 60s. It's very easy to do this, and you know, we're here to sort of help you do it. So do we have any final thoughts about Zinio?
Well, a lot of patrons that have been coming up for help for Zinio are like patrons that are traveling now over the summer, and this is such a really easy way to like carry all your magazines in one just simple device.
Oh yeah.
So it's very easy for traveling as well, because you don't have to carry like 5 or 10 magazines in your luggage.
Oh yeah, so, especially since you have to pay for carry-on these days.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's why don't you show us a little bit of how to get into Zinio?
Sure. So first you have to go to our website, which is mylakelibrary.org. And as you see, the first huge banner here is the Zinio. So what you want to do is select that. And it's going to load up the page, and it's going to come out here. And then here it also states the instructions of what to do. The first thing you have to do is actually create a Library Zinio account. So that is first recommended. So you're just going to select here, down here. So you're going to scroll down, select this tab right here, Zinio, when you're ready. And then this side is the Zinio library account. And then here, what I tell my patrons is I tell them to actually bookmark this page so that way they can always log into it. But since this is going to be the first time you're going to open up your Zinio library account, you're going to select Create New Account. And then here is where the patrons would put in their library card number. Since we already have an account made up, I'm just going to skip this step. But you would select Next, and after Next, it will ask you for your first and last name, and then your email address. Okay, there you go. All right, so we're going to log in, and I'm going to type our info now. Okay, and there we go. We're signed in. Now you're going to browse magazine. Select that tab right there. Okay, it's still loading, but you can see now all the magazines that the library offers here. And it's over approximately 50 magazines. And then you can select this tab and I'll show you the type of genres that we have for the magazine. So like, let's say you're just interested in, let's say, pets and animals. The only magazine that we have so far for pets and animals is the Horse and Rider. So like, let's say you're interested in that. Here it also shows you that it does have a back issue is available. So let's look into the back issue first. Okay, so you scroll up, and here it shows you all the back issues, which is only available for May 2014. So that was last month's issue. And then it also shows you the current issue as well. So let me check out the current issue. So you're going to do is you're going to check out, and then you can keep browsing or you can start reading. Keep browsing will take you back to the menu and show you all the other magazines that we have that we are offering. But if you want to start reading, you select Start Reading. There you go. And it's going to open up to the Zenyo.com website. Here is where you have to create the Zinio account. So this is the third account that you have to do. And the reason why you have to create the third account is this is where it's going to allow you to actually read the magazine. So then, same process. You're gonna, well, since I already have an account set up here, I'm just gonna log in. But let me go back. But if you to sign up, you would have to go up here to the sign up link, select sign up. And then it's going to ask you the same thing. Now, on our library website, it actually states that it's recommended that you use the same email address that you created your library Zinio account with the Zinio.com account that you're going to create. So that way, the magazines can link together. And I'll show you why. So then here, same thing, first, last name, email, password and confirmation password. I would recommend you using the same password so that way you don't get yourself mixed up. Okay, so we're gonna go back, and just gonna go back and I'm gonna sign in because since I know already, like we have an account, so. Oops. And there it is. So these are all the magazines that I already have in my Zinio account, which I am ready to read. So if I was to download the Horse and Rider, it's going to take a couple of minutes for it to download. But I already downloaded the Country Living, so it should be running and everything. So for this type of setup right here, it's good for a PC computer and also for the Nook tablet. This is up to where you can get. Now for iPads, Androids, Kindle Fire, PCs, Windows 8, you can actually go to the next step, which is the Zinio Reader app. And then you can download that for the app, for the iPad and iPhone, you can go to your App Store. For Windows 8, you can go to the Windows Store, and then the Androids and the Kindle Fire, I believe it's the Google Play Store, where you can download it.
Google Play. And,
okay.
No, it's funny. I just want to put in an aside here that if you're familiar with our electronic books, you'll downloading the app. It's very much the same kind of thing. So you shouldn't have any difficulty. If you know one, you can easily translate.
Yeah. So then you just select App Store. Like I'm just going to show you an example of how to search for it. And then you just type in Zinio. And then select that. And it'll show you there's Zinio here. It'll say free. Click on the free, and then it'll say install. Click on install. And then for Apple users, you're going to have to put in your Apple password. So then you just install it. But I already have it installed in my iPad. So I'm just going to open this up. And there you go. Horse and Rider showed up right there. And I just recently just checked that out. So for here, these are the magazines that I can keep in my iPad forever and ever. Now, the only glitch with this is that if you have, like, let's say 100 magazines stored in your iPad, the more magazine you have, the less storage memory you're going to have in your iPad. So just have that in consideration. Now let's say I wanted to delete my Horse and Rider because I don't want that, or I can delete the other magazines. So what you can do is select edit, and then here you're gonna see the X's in the middle, and you can just select that. It's gonna ask you remove issue from device. You're gonna remove it, and there you go. And let's say I wanna delete this one as well. Remove issue from device, and there, and done. Now this is just deleting it from the app itself. It's still going to be stored in your Zinio account, which is a good thing too if you just want to keep it there and just say, oh yeah, I've read this magazine already. But if you want to delete it in your Zinio account, there's also ways to do that. You just have to go up here, it says edit your reading listing, select that. And same thing, there's the X's. I want to delete Horse and Rider. There you go, and let me delete ink. I'm done. And that's it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So.
No, I was just thinking though, it is possible, especially if you're doing this on a laptop, to be able to actually save magazines to a remote drive. You know, I could think of one question which I don't know if we can actually answer, but we'll have to find out about that. If somebody might ask, well, if I download a magazine and I can keep it forever, can I attach it and email it to my cousin or my sister or something? And I don't know if that they actually allow that.
Huge file, but you actually can select an article from a magazine and share it.
Okay.
That is possible. And let me show you here from the Zinio app. Let's say I am using Country Living or I'm reading it. Let me go from the beginning here and let me show you this cool thing. Here they have like the table of contents, and like let's say you want to go and see Shop Girl. Oh, but that's page 74. Instead of swiping it all the way to page 74, you can actually select on the title and it'll take you right there. And then if like you say you're interested in that, you can actually share that page or image and email it. But as far as the whole magazine, I think it would be a huge file.
Yeah, it would be. Not only technical issues are involved, but this could be run afoul of the copyright laws. So you just have to be very careful. In fact, actually, even let's say even if you scanned a paper magazine article, I mean, under the law, really, and this is for your internet safety, you can send one electronic article to one person. So if you have mailing lists of all your cousins and you're sending these articles to like, 50 or more people, I would advise you not to do it.
So yeah.
Yeah, but I think we've pretty much gone through this, but we also wanted to talk about another technology that we've had for a while, but that people may not be familiar with, and it's through Overdrive, which provides our electronic books. But the thing we're going to talk about now is that you can also download electronic audiobooks. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But you know, the first question would be, how can someone get to the audiobooks from Overdrive?
To get to the audiobooks for Overdrive, it's the same thing as you were going to get for an ebook. You would have to go to the, you can go visit us at the library website again, mylakelibrary.org. And let me go to the first page here. And then there's a tab here on the right-hand side that has an Overdrive cube, and then you just select on that. And our Overdrive website, it's mylakelibrary.lib.overdrive.com. It's just loading right now.
Yeah, I should also point out that you can actually get to all of these same features through the Leesburg Public Library website, and that's www.leesburgflorida, that's all spelled out, all one word, .gov/library, and that will bring you right into the library page, and you'll see the icons for Zinio and for Overdrive. So whichever your point of access is, both of them will be able to get you there. Okay, so all right, so let's say we're on the Overdrive page. I mean, where do you find the audiobooks?
Okay, they'll be under the menu tab. So if you select on the menu tab, it'll bring down this bar here, and then it'll be all the way on the right-hand side. It'll say audiobook fiction and audiobook nonfiction. So it'll be divided in those two categories. And then from there, you can just select all fiction or all nonfiction, and then it'll list all the audiobooks that are available in the library system. Okay,
because one thing I should point out is that Overdrive often has two versions of the same book. So because of that, is there a way to know one from the other?
Definitely. For an ebook, they actually have a book symbol that you can see right over here on the screen. And then for an audiobook, there's actually headphones for audio. And those are the way that you can tell if it's an audiobook or if it's an ebook.
Okay, how do you know which one is available?
Okay, so in order for you to know if what is available is the books that are in black, or the audiobook that's also like shaded in black, are books that are available. Right now, if you can see here, this audiobook, it's in gray. So if they're in gray, it's because it's checked out at the moment. So the audiobook is not available for you to check out. However, you can place a hold on it. So.
Okay, that's good. And it's pretty easy. When you just touch the icon, it'll say place hold. You touch that, and it already has your information. You've already, when you set up your account, you've already given your email address, and they will email you when the book is available, and you have a certain amount of time in which to actually check it out and download it.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of download, what kind of devices can you download an audiobook to?
Any smartphones, tablets, Kindles as well. As far as Nook, I haven't dealt with a patron with Nook, but I believe if there's a tablet, then it is possible.
Okay, and yeah, so anyway, we of course help people do that as well.
Definitely,
so if you can bring in your device, it's possible.
Yes.
And actually, you know, person-to-person visits are much easier than trying to do it on the phone. So try and come in and visit us.
And then we also have instructional guides on iPods and MP3 players. So those are possible to use as well for an audiobook and Overdrive. Just come over and just bring your iPod and your MP3 player, and then we can get you all set up with that as well.
Okay, now can you choose particular genres like cookbooks or something?
Well, unfortunately, there's no cookbooks for nonfiction. Yeah, I was searching on that. There isn't. But you could choose specific genres. They have biographies, they have history, mystery, romance, all those type of audiobooks. But unfortunately, there's no cookbook, which would be nice. But.
Oh yeah. Now, we have a lot of customers who actually get our books on CD. You know, do you feel that this is actually a better way to actually listen to a book?
I honestly think it is. I actually recommend it because, you know, usually when I'm traveling, and I used to do the audio CDs, and then once one CD was finished, it's like I have to switch over to the next CD because I don't have like the 6 CD changer. So I would have to each time like stop and listen and like change it. And like even when I'm at a red light, I would have to like switch, you know, and it's hard. It's hard like driving and changing. But I actually recommend it because everything is in here. You don't even have to deal with switching CDs. You just let it run and that's it. And then you can, whenever you get home, you just press pause and it stays there wherever you left off.
Okay, and of course, just like with ebooks, you have a default. You can check it out for 14 days, but in your settings, you can actually change it to 21, and there are no overdues, no fines. When you're done, it's done, and it just disappears. And you can return it by yourself. You want to tell people quickly how to, you know, return something?
Oh, sure. Okay, so let me just exit out from here. Let me go to my Overdrive app. In order to return it, there's 2 things. This is the bookshelf in my Overdrive app. So if I wanted to return, let's say, this audiobook here by James Patterson, all you have to do is just press on the cover title, and then this icon will pop out: delete, return, or share. So like, let's say I just want to return it. So I select return, and it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to return the title? Yes, I do. So I just select return, and it's out. It's gone.
Another thing to bring up is that if you have an auxiliary cable, you can actually take your device and actually listen through your car's audio system, so you don't have to buy expensive equipment.
Yes, you just have to make sure that your car has an aux cable, and then just connect the other end to your headphones. Okay. Where the headphones would go, and that's it.
Okay, well, I think that's about, you know, all we can talk about both technologies, but I just want to let you all know that we do have these available. They are on our respective websites. You can come into the library, and we'll be glad to help you, you know, get started. And we wish everyone to actively enjoy these great technologies that are available to you. And thank you.
Thank you.